Hey, Chiromafia, and you can see the tree blurred out in the background there because what time is it? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Holidays, man, holidays. Now, here's the thing chiropractors go on holidays. That's why, how many times, I don't know about you, but how many times the holidays did your practice ever dip in visits?
It
It
did for a
would.
while until I figured out the magic, and then I never dipped. So
Exactly. Isn't that amazing? That's when I talk about the magic. It was interesting because every year my practice dipped. And I was in California, moving to North Carolina, got married to my first wife, keyword there. And and so anyway, we go there and we were going to have our opening date November 16th, right before Thanksgiving. And all my friends, don't open, wait till after the first. Nobody wants to come in during the holidays,
yeah,
blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, fuck it, man, we're opening. So I had a grand opening. Saturday, November 16th. And by January 1st, we broke through 200 a week. So we went from zero. All we knew was the real estate person that found us our place. We knew one person and each other, of course. And we went 200 a week. Now, every Christmas after that, my practice dipped. Why? Because the doctors and the teams go on vacation,
right,
right?
right.
I'm not saying go on vacation literally. I'm talking about go on vacation emotionally.
Yes, correct, exactly.
Yeah, which is why we teach the day one, day two boot camp in December, where people still take between Christmas and New Year's off and still break records on volume.
Yes,
Why? Because they get
yeah,
all fired up in the beginning. So we get day one, day two, get people committed. Then in January, this year, the 23rd to the 25th, we have the retention boot camp, how to get past all time and money. And then they come back, go on vacation, come back, and break a record in the first quarter.
exactly.
Why is that?
Right. Energy, putting out the time, the energy, your intention, your objective. My dad always said, when God doesn't give you a door to knock on, opportunity to knock on, you got to create your own door, right? So you got to create it. We would do different events, we would do screenings, we would do talks. We know coming in, we're up in New York, we're going to get snowbirds. 15% of the practice is going to leave because they're going to go down south at least part or all of the summer, all of the winter, and then we're going to have the distraction of Christmas. So it's like one, elevate the concern and value. Two, drive new people in. So people say they're not coming in. You can have a ton of new people in the summer. You put it out there, and next thing you know, you got all these new people coming in. They make up for anybody leaving or headed down south. And the next thing you know, you're not dipping at all. In fact, you're growing or certainly being busier for the December and early January months.
Absolutely. So what we decided, being it's December, whatever day it is, 19, 18, something like that. We figured we go through some strategies on literally you can build through this time. I
Seriously.
had those, I
Yes.
had the years before I knew exactly what I was doing, where every January you're rebuilding, you're doing a shitload of recalls. That's not any fun trying to get
Right.
people back on
Right.
track. Why? Because you didn't handle it in late November, early December.
Correct. Correct.
So we have a strategy that we do that already handles that, where you can break records right out of the gate. But what I want to hear is, since you use the word, before you figured out the magic. So what magic did you have?
One first thing that we realized was that we needed to elevate value. So what happens around Christmas is we're losing value, right? So we're making Santa Claus an excuse. Oh, well, it's Christmas. So just the mindset alone created a dip. Well, it's Christmas, less people are going to come in. So it's almost like you accepted it, you didn't push against it, and
Well,
you
it's
went
even more, you expected it.
yeah, expect it. Exactly right. And almost then you manifest it almost,
Right,
right?
right.
It's self-fulfilling prophecy. So I would say one of the parts was we were creating it. Secondly, I realized that now I'm fighting Santa, I'm fighting snow, I'm fighting money, so those other things are out there. How do I stay relevant? And if there's a hierarchy, how do I stay at least equal or higher relevance? So then I have to make sure my vocabulary, my phraseology, my tone, what I'm talking about. I'm on point like nobody's business all I've ever been all year. So I'm talking about the concerns. I'm talking about where they're subluxated. I'm talking the consequences of it. I'm talking segment organ function. I'm talking about long-term care. We want a healthy holiday. I'm attaching the value of care to having a better holiday. So that language changed and therefore intentions changed. That was huge because if not, like we said, we were expecting it. We were partly to blame in it. And the third thing we did is we started doing events. We had this mindset, I'm sure by me, I was the leader that, well, it's the holiday, nobody wants to come and they're not going to come in, same idea, expecting it. So we kind of pulled back on marketing. We pulled back on doing talks or screenings because it was Christmas. And, again, all of those things had an effect. Well, then I was like, Jesus, all these people are leaving snowbirds, people are getting distracted. So we need to drive up more traffic. And as such, we had a screening or a talk every week from Thanksgiving up until the week before Christmas. We had an event in the office, breakfast with Santa, and then you had to get screened in order to sit with Santa. So we did that. And now all of a sudden I'm bringing in a bunch of new ones. We upped our marketing, but made it strategic for Christmas. Our mindset totally changed and our language changed. And December, early January ended up becoming some of the busiest times of the year rather than some of those expected slower times of the year.
Well, and also when you're doing all that, now the thing is, what's the key? The team's got to be excited about those
Right.
promos.
Yes.
Like he's talking in a relatively mellow tone, but the thing that's missing, what's that word behind me right now?
Energy.
Energy, man. When you have passion for it, right? That's what it is. You're fired up about it, and your team's
Right.
fired up about it, and then patients get fired up. If you do
Exactly.
it like a system, you say, well, I've done all that. Well, what energy did you put into it? What
Right.
purpose did you put into it?
Exactly.
Right? So one of the things that we do, we start preparing in November, and we do this every year. And once we did this, every quarter was a record breaker, man. We'd say, make that year, so now, make 2026 the healthiest year of your life. Now, why do we do that? And that's where the tagline was, we turn resolutions into reality. New Year's resolutions is the number one resolution. It's really weight loss, but people set goals for their health every year. It's the most common. So we use the
Yes.
calendar as to match the mindset that already exists in the general public. So we start reevaluating people then in November through the second week of December. And then we tell them, hey, man, we're going to make 2026 healthiest year of your life. Now, by March of the following year, by March of that year, 93% they've already given up on 93%. 93% of people have given up on their resolutions. So that's why we say we turn resolutions into reality. So we evaluate them and we go, look, we're going to make this the healthiest year of your life. You can be chronologically next year 1 year older, but when your body gets more energy, that's healing. You can be 3 to
Absolutely.
5 years younger
Absolutely.
physiologically. I mean,
Yes.
if your asthma goes away, are you healthier? If your
Right.
allergies go away, if your heartburn goes away, if your constipation goes away, your body is healed. You're actually physiologically younger. So that was it. How would you like to be 1 year older and physiologically possibly 3 years younger?
Yes.
And so then we give them a questionnaire. We'd set goals. We'd have them answer these questions, and we would do it before Christmas. And then we'd say, what do you want your health and the healthier family, now if we're doing it this year, to be like by January 2027? So we're setting this goal January 2026. What do you want to be in a year? Second question, no, first question, what do you want your health to be like? What do you want the healthier family to be like? Right? Because what are we doing? We're creating generational health. Third question, what do you want to be doing more of, better, or in addition to what you're doing now? Why? Because you'll be physically stronger. And then the fourth question is, what purpose would all of that fulfill?
Yeah.
Now, that's the key question because when you align with their values and purpose, you take them into a higher emotional state. Now, hey, it says in the Bible, where there's no vision, people perish.
Right.
Why do people's practices go down? Well, one, the team, but two, because where's their vision? On the holidays, on vacation. They don't have a vision that's bigger for themselves. So what we do is before the holidays, we create a vision and inspiration. We align with their values and purpose. And then we say, okay, look, through the holidays, give us your vacation schedule. Because here's the deal. I mean, there's a certain number of patients that go on vacation because you guys are going, well, certain people go out of town. But how many people have family coming in town and they
Right.
say they can't make it?
Right.
There's the problem. So if we set, look, in the month of December and through the holidays, give us your schedule because by January 15th, we're going to reevaluate you and we're going to set you up on a program for the year that you're going to hit all of these goals next year.
Yes.
Now, if the healthier family is better, if your health is better, if you're doing things and living a life that you're not living now that's more fulfilling, how would you like to do that every year? What if we did that every year? See, now here's the problem 85% of people don't set goals.
I
So
know.
that means,
Amazing.
I know, 8 to 9 out of 10 don't have a fucking vision.
Yes.
There's the
Yes.
problem.
Yes.
And this is inspiration, right? So that's like Tony Robbins. You go to UPW. How does he get them across fire? Well, first, he gets rid of all their pain. That's one thing. But secondly, he creates a vision that you're so emotionally attached to that you become unstoppable.
Yes.
Now, the next thing is we talk about generational patterns. So when they say, hey, my family's coming, this is consultation day one and re exam. You know, if they have a health problem, immune system, autoimmune allergies, who'd you get it from? Well, in my family, my dad has allergies, my sister has allergies, my older sister has allergies. Generational pattern. Her son has allergies. My mom doesn't have allergies, so me and my other sister, we don't have allergies. But my older sister, her and her son, there's 3 generations with allergies. So immediately, hey, dad's coming into town. Shit, he's got allergies, man. Well, my son's coming home from college. He's got allergies. So rather than being too busy, why don't you bring him in? We'll get him x-rayed. We'll put him on an intense program through the holidays. He could go home with a strong immune system.
Right. Exactly.
What mom isn't going to do that?
Sure.
And now, here, this is how you build. Not everybody goes out of town, but tons of people say, like, I can't come in. Well, I have relatives coming into town. Well, where do they live, man? We already talked about generational patterns. So another thing we used to do to encourage that was we would have, we would offer consultation exam and x-rays for whatever price it was, right?
Yes. Yes.
And we would have
Exactly.
the patients buy it for their family and friends. And they would do stocking stuffers. Now, here's what's important about that. If the daughter's been talking about the mom, God, it's great. We need immune system problems. They've been talking to their son, and they buy it for them. That invokes the human behavior of reciprocation. So someone already paid for it. And then we'd say, tell your sister or whatever, they have a $250 credit waiting in their name in our office. Now, when I said that and they got stocking stuffers, now I'll go off of memory. So maybe it wasn't quite 100%, but it was over 90%. I would say 95 to 100% of those people that bought it, the person showed up
Showed up. Yeah.
because they already bought it for them.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's paid, invoked reciprocation. Now,
Yes.
I wouldn't do that for someone they have no idea about chiropractic, but some of you've been talking to, yeah, I really want to go, but they haven't found time. And you give it to one of your girlfriends that you go out on wine night, they're going to come in.
Yes.
And so that was huge. And then, so on the other side of the holidays, we would teach a workshop. And it's called Make 2026 Healthiest Year of Your Life. We turn resolutions into reality. And then we would promote it. We'd have invitations to the workshop. And then we'd say for any person that has a health goal that wants to be healthier, stronger, more youthful this year than ever before, bring them to the workshop. Because, when a guest comes to the workshop, man, they get it. The
Right.
probability they're going
Exactly.
to sign up is pretty freaking
Exactly.
high.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
And then you get a shitload of new patients because every person is setting health resolutions.
Yeah.
And so you did do a big promo, and then later in January we throw a big party again, and we invite other businesses, and then we get other businesses to contribute.
Yes.
So it's like the whole month of January, it's a 4 to 6 week promo that you come
Correct.
back, you get a shitload of new patients, and then you're like your old time people. Well, they've been on wellness for 10 years. What do? We re x ray people every year. Why? It's your once a year checkup on the most important system in your body.
Exactly.
And then with that re exam, even re x ray, and they have these four goals, they get committed for the year. And you lay out a program for the whole year.
Right. Ford placed them, got them engaged, got them commitment, goal oriented, show progress. Yeah, it's great.
Now, the
It's
thing
awesome.
is, when you keep those goals, like type them into your computer, and you check their progress throughout the year, let's say they get to the level of health and body and life that they want by August, although that's way too long, but let's say by August. And then you celebrate it. Hey, look, we set these goals. Here it is. Hey, you stuck to this. Look at this. Look at the life you're leading. You feel younger, healthier, stronger, and they give their testimonial. Now, what are all your other patients learning? Because
Right.
what do you tell them? Every year you can be younger, stronger, healthier than you were the year before.
Exactly.
And then you
Exactly.
celebrate it through the year. Celebration, you set a goal, you did it, and then you celebrate it.
Yeah.
They're going to want to do that every year, and they're going to want to bring people with them.
Exactly. The takeaway is that my attitude, I think, like playing football, like I already know my opponent,
Right.
so it's going to be time, it's going to be a challenge, money's going to be a challenge, distraction from Christmas. Like, so I'm entering the ball game, if you will, December or November into December, early January. Like, I'm already entering with the idea that we've got an opponent here. So once I do that, okay, I know what my opponent's good at. I know what his weakness is. I know what his strengths are. I already know. So when you listen to you or what we're doing or I'm saying, we enter it with a deliberate intention. We already know. We already know what we need to do. We got to inject energy. We got to inject commitment and value. We got to set up some systems and protocol. We're going to prepare for it in November or even earlier around their schedule to know that people tend to have distraction and drop off, less focus. And then you counteract that by, like I said, energy, procedure, protocols. And you got to fire up your staff. I mean, your staff's got to be. I remember working at my dad's restaurant, and my dad would, get pissed because everyone's on vacation and vacation hasn't started yet, right? So, hey, you excited about Christmas? Yeah. You got a couple days off, don't you? Yeah. When? Next Monday and Tuesday. Great. Not today though, right? Yeah. Come on. What did it say? Let's get back to fucking
Yeah.
work.
We can see where that was going.
you know, he'd ask him the questions. He'd hang him with a rope, like, hey, come on, let's go. But there was part of that where you got to elevate your staff in the same way. Hey, look, set up some goals, set up some metrics, get them fired up, tell them a couple of stories, use some analogies, reward them too. They got shit going on as well. Everyone succumbs to it, and you got to go into it knowing you got a big. I always say Santa's a tough opponent. He's bad. He's big and bad. So you gotta go into Christmas prepared. If you do that, you'll come out in January, and it's not like, oh my God, I got to rebuild my office. 25% of the practice is dropped. I'm having to go through it all again. You don't have to do that. So
No, they need something bigger that they're inspired
yes,
for
correct.
on the other side.
Yes,
And
yeah,
so what do you do through the holidays? Hey man, we're going to launch a big ass rocket in January. What's that big
Yes.
ass rocket? Your
Yes.
body's going to be healthier than it's ever been before.
Yes. Yes.
So the bigger the rocket, the bigger the launching pad.
Exactly.
So that's that's kind of the analogy. It's like we got to build a strong launching pad. We want to get as healthy as possible before we get there,
Yes.
so that next year we're going to take off and you're going to reach levels that you didn't even know you could.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, and then they're inspired, and then it's amazing your percent kept appointments increases
Right. Exactly.
because they want something on the other side.
Correct. And you're attaching value to it. You're attaching value, consequence, you're attaching it to goals, the metric of where they want to go and the progress they want to achieve. But if you're not doing that, then why does anybody stay? I mean, you should be doing that with everyone anyway, right? On some level. But why are they staying? Why are they going to come anyway? What are they there for anyway? Why I always say, why are you putting your PISA forms on their transfers processes in the first place? So once you get clear on that and you realize how significant the subluxation is and how critical it is, then you're going to go. Then you're going to do it. Then you're going to have the conversation, or maybe the tough conversation. Or in my view, the only conversation should be chiropractic on some level, on some way, so.
Yeah, there was years, this was decades ago. One of my first coaches was CJ Mertz. So he told a story, whether or not it was true, but it helped. Whether or not it was true is another story, but the fact that it helped was good. So he said, I was in a hotel room with three people. One guy saw 300 a week, one saw 500, one saw 800. And he goes, and I asked him, what's your table talk like? And this is so true, right? The 300 guy said, hey, I could be a lot better. So if you're at, I really need to work on it. So if you're at 150, you're talking about all kinds of stuff,
Yes.
right? So at 300, you know what? I need to be a lot better. The 500 guy said, I'm pretty good, but I can improve. The 800 a week guy said, that's all I can talk about.
Right.
And that was it, because what's the most important thing? And it doesn't have to be like a education give you a fact.
Correct.
You know what it
Correct.
is? It could just be, hey, let's check you, man. We're turning the power on. Hey,
Right.
you're healed.
Spine, nerve.
Awesome. You're
Exactly
going to have an
right.
amazing day. It doesn't
Exactly
have to
right.
be about, well, this nerve goes here and this nerve goes
Correct.
there.
Correct.
It could just be, dude, you got a fire hose of energy going in your body right
Exactly.
now. You're healed, dude. You're
Exactly.
going to have an amazing day. You speak
Yeah.
into people the inspiration they want to have.
You better get some presents, big guy. I gave you the same adjustment I gave Santa last night. You're
Yeah,
gonna you're
right.
gonna want to go deliver some gifts. I can tell you
Yeah.
that right now. You
Yeah.
know, it just never stops. I got to be honest with you, Fred. That adjustment was so good, I can hear your gallbladder working better. Hell,
Yeah.
that adjustment was so good, I can hear my gallbladder working so better. Holy shit! Damn, power is on today. Holy Christ, we're
Hey, you know
killing it.
what, man? I tell people this all the time, and you're the epitome of this.
What?
When you let go of your doctor title and you just
Oh
have
yeah.
fun and you're kind of a smart ass, you'll double your
Yes.
practice.
Yes. Yes.
Because you think you're a doctor, you fit into this role
Yes.
and you think it's comfortable, but people don't care.
Well, you're
They
trying to
don't care.
convince. I didn't mean to talk over you. I'm sorry. You're trying to convince people and like defend it. Where I'm defending what I do or I'm convincing them what I do. My attitude is just lead them. They already know. No one thinks a crooked spine allows their brain to talk better to the body. So if they already know that, like I just foster it. They don't. They don't. I'm not trying to make them chiropractors, right? I'm just fostering that. Fred, man, you're straighter. You're healthier. I can hear your body working better. My body's working better. Damn, you're gonna have a good Christmas. Listen, I just read this today. I don't know if you know this or not, but if you get adjusted, Santa Claus has been shown to leave 23.4% more presents under unsubluxated people than subluxated people. I'm just telling you. So chances are you're going to have a good morning on Christmas.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would just say shit like that all day long.
Yeah, I know. That's the funny, and people would laugh. Hey, man, you're gonna get more cash. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
that's the Italian Christmas.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You ever see Sebastian Maniscalco when he talks about Italian wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah, how much did the Patanjali's leave?
Yeah,
$10.
exactly.
Ah, motherfuckers. How the chicken's a little dry. Pull
Yeah,
100 out.
yeah, exactly. That's funny.
We got to get
That's
that
right.
guy on this podcast, man.
That would be fun. He does a podcast.
Yeah.
He does one with his buddy there. That's great. So Christmas, yeah, we got 7 fishes. We got the chiropractic table set to take care of the fam, which is great. Got it outside, so we'll get everybody lined up, which is awesome. And that's one thing I love. I know you live the same life, but I got a table here at the house, and any of my buddies come on, let's go, get over here, take care of me, go right over here, let's go. I go every Wednesday. I see Dr. Michael Cohen, and then I see Dr. Jonathan Mutafi. He's in Coconut Creek, and Jonathan is Michael's in Pompano, Florida. They're wonderful, wonderful people, wonderful chiropractors. So, but I'm in there weekly and getting lit up. But sometimes, I might get 2 or 3 that week. I'm excited. It's exciting. So
Yeah. Well, and the next thing, what's the foundation of everything we're talking about, man? People get people on vacation, whatever, and because your volume may seem a little bit lower, then that's the time to promote. And I don't
yes,
mean
correct.
advertising. That's the time to get family in, right?
Yes, correct.
Get more new patients right then. But then, so what's the bottom line? You show up 100% of the time.
Yes, correct.
And I always say there's 2 words that are the foundation of what you do and you're in your team. 2 words, more people.
Yes,
More people. You're never going to hate more people.
never gonna hate
In
more
fact, you're
people.
going to get more fired up. And what people don't realize, they think, well, I'm so busy or la 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 la. And you know this, Joe. When people grow and when your clients grow, the more people they see, the more energy they have at the end of the day.
Exactly. I
Because
was
you're not on the
exhausted at
roller
35
coaster.
a week. Yeah, I was exhausted at 35 a week. And then I couldn't go to bed. I was so filled with energy when you're seeing 60, 70 an hour. It was just, I came home, I was like, oh my God, it's great. I remember seeing 20 a week after 6 days. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so wiped out. I can't even barely, it's like, what? So it's crazy.
Yeah, I know. That's what people don't realize, but they don't know how to do it. And they think they don't have time, and everything is a mindset.
Yes.
So that's like in August, well, I got tons of people on vacation. Well, now's the time to get all those families. Now is the
Correct.
time to
Kids.
promote because when everybody comes
Huge.
back, you're gonna be 30%
Huge.
bigger.
Huge. Oh, I
Yeah.
can't make it
So
over the
right.
Christmas. Did you want to? You're planning on getting sick over the holidays? That's what I would say to people. You're planning on getting sick over the holidays? Well, what do you mean? Well, I mean, are you under more stress on the holidays? Yeah. Well, should you take more care, better care of yourself around the holidays and less? Or if not, why do you think everybody gets sick? Well, because there's a lot of stress. Yeah, exactly. So why would you want to miss care? Then you're not gonna feel good over the holidays. Don't you want to feel good over the holidays? All right, I'll get in. But you're gonna have a sick Christmas? You're gonna be sick over Christmas? Geez, I hope not. Well, how are you gonna guarantee that if you're taking less good care of yourself? Like, really? Oh yeah, 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 you're right. So little
Questions.
phrases that would use Boreal style. So
Yeah, Boreal style is awesome. Anyway, that's what I was saying. You're the epitome of it. I tell the story. I remember where I was standing in my clinic in between adjusting tables, and I got tired of all the shit I learned from most management groups. All the education and what's the condition of the week and blah 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 blah. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna be Dr. Fred anymore. I'm just gonna be Fred. And then I had fun.
yeah,
And then you're kind of a smart ass, and then you make fun of people, then you ask questions, and
yeah,
then you challenge their belief system, and then all of a
yeah,
sudden, like you double your practice.
yes,
And then the
yes,
patients have more fun, and that's why they
yes,
come.
yes,
They don't care
yes.
about all your daily what's your table talk. They don't care
Right,
about
right,
that.
right.
Just tell them, hey man, you're fucking awesome. My gallbladder's working better now. Look at that.
Yeah,
Jeez, I
exactly.
gotta go to the bathroom. I'll see you on Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Whatever they say, I always made it. They talk about the weather. Oh, the weather. They want, and then you get into it. Like, why the fuck? What are you talking about the weather for? You're worried about the rain? I gotta be honest with you, Fred. I'd go get some polarized sunglasses and some sunblock because after that adjustment I just gave you, I lit you up. Damn, you're gonna get sunburn after that one. Power is on. People look at me like, what? You're Dr. Joe, you're crazy.
I know. That's why you love me.
Crazy about you right now, and I'm crazy about you getting a healthier nervous system. Come on, why am I even looking at your face? I'm not your dentist. Lay down on the table. I'll be in a minute. Come on, let's go. You're wasting my time. Wow, geez, that took you 30 seconds, man. I'm paying $50 for 30 seconds. I gotta be honest with you, Fred. I'm shocked by that. You sure it was 30 seconds? Yeah, I timed you. Man, I'm slowing down. I used to be able to do that 15. That's the shit I say.
I'm getting old.
I'm getting old. Look at all the money you're making, all these people in here. I got to be honest with you, Fred. You're absolutely right. We don't even know what to do with it. We got a guy downstairs, he throws it in the furnace. Honest to God, I don't know what to do with all the cash. I don't know what to do with it. It's crazy. They laugh. I'll take some. All right, we'll go downstairs. The guy's got a shovel down there. He's pitchforking it in the furnace, keeping this place warm.
Yeah. That's so funny. I know.
Well, if not, you're like, well, we're helping a lot of people. Then you start defending it, right? So I don't defend anything. I own it, and I just talk tick all day long. So I mean, that's what I do. I'm not saying it's right for everybody, but that's how we did it.
It is right. It's more fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, cool, man. Well, that's about all I got right now. So
may everybody have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy. Elevate people's health, and then 2020. I mean, how fast did that year go by? I was talking to a guy today. He's 32 years old. He turned 32. I'm 61. I asked him. I said, you know how long ago when I was 61 or 32? He's like, what? And he starts doing the math. I go, no. How long ago? I don't know. Yesterday.
Yeah.
I was 32 years old. Fucking yesterday. You can look at me and think, hey, guy's getting old. He's been around a long time. I'm telling you. I was a 30-year-old guy in the office, adjusting people, working with Reggie and other mentors, trying to crank it, and it feels like it was yesterday. Every year goes by fast. You're only here for so long. You want to get something done. You want to create changes in the world. You want to change people's lives. Get off your ass and make 2026. Reflect on 25 and you could do more. You could do better. We all can, including me too. So make next year the best year you've ever had. Don't waste it. You don't get an endless number of them. You only get so many.
In fact, everything he's saying is what you should tell your patients.
Yeah.
We just gave you a strategy to do it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That was my line on Monday.
Holiday. Everybody
I tell them, I go, listen, when it comes to your health, when people if they give me pushback, I always have my little Boreoisms, but I'd say, Fred, I appreciate that. I'm going to tell you what's even more dangerous. There's a couple of words I hear people say all the time. It's regret and procrastination. You're here because of regret and procrastination. You want to live that life, or do you want to make a change? I know, Doc. You're right. Gets to them. You got to get words to get them. Like, oh, yeah, you're right. Jesus. So You're not healthy because you were taking good care of yourself. Why'd you break, Fred? Because you were taking really good care of yourself? Hey, Doc, you got to fix me. Well, I appreciate that. Why'd you break? Because you're taking good care of yourself? No, I mean, come on, honestly, I know. So we got to go back you're going to go back to what you're doing? What's that going to do? You work at a car show. Don't you work as a mechanic? So would you take new tires and put them on a car with the tires not balanced and the thing out of alignment? No, why wouldn't you do that? Right. Well, why the hell would you get up in the morning and go start your day when the top party is in New York and the bottom party is in Pennsylvania? I mean, how does that even make sense? Get on the table. I'm adjusting you. Today's $100. It's normally $50, but you pissed me off. And when you piss me off, I charge you double.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't even say anything else. It'll be $1.50. Honest to God. All right, I'll stop.
Yeah, it's all good. All right, you guys, have a great holiday. We're going to come back next episode, January, and we're going to light you up and give you things that you can do. They're going to make 2026 the best year.
That's right. Buona Natale. Eat, enjoy, drink, make love, do all the things my grandfather taught me to do in life. It'll be a good year. All right, brother.
Awesome. Love you.
Love you too, brother. Appreciate you.